Hello, friends. How are you today? I hope you're doing well. I just wanted to come to you today to talk to you a little bit more about Las Vegas and growing up in Las Vegas and some things that I learned from growing up in Las Vegas. And today we're going to talk about gambling and how that addiction or even just that hobby can turn into something very, very dangerous, something that I have seen really wreck people's lives. And Vegas is the kind of place where it can either be a sleepy suburb, a sleepy southwestern town, like anyone you'd see in like Arizona or Utah or New Mexico or something, or it can be a very dark and seedy place. It is a place that is full of a lot of temptation, and it is really not for the faint of heart, and it is not for people who do not have a good level of self-control. And the worst type of person to come to Las Vegas, excuse you, boo, you okay? And the worst type of person to go to Las Vegas is a person with a compulsion disorder, a person who doesn't know how to stop. So in Las Vegas, you're going to find several different types of gamblers. One type is the type of person who treats the industry as entertainment, or as it's just really light. For instance, somebody will take a portion of their paycheck or a portion of their pension down to the casino, and instead of going out for a fancy dinner or instead of buying a new pair of shoes or a new power tool or something, they will take that money and they will play Keno, they will play the penny slots, they will pay whatever they want. And those people really do have a lot of fun in Las Vegas. They just choose to use that as their entertainment, and they look at it as just something fun to do. Sometimes it's social and they have friends, they'll go play bingo or Keno or something like that. And I mean, there's a chance that you might win money. Every once in a while they do, and when they do, they're happy. They take it and they go home. Then there are the type of people who will go to the casino with their allotted portion with the intention of being just like the first people that I mentioned. However, they always spend more. They will take $100 from their paycheck, but they always end up losing $5. And those people kind of have this is where you start to see a problem, because they want to stay at a certain level where it is just a little bit of their money and just a little bit of entertainment, but they don't know when to stop. However, they do stop. Usually, though, it's after they've caused themselves some sort of financial difficulty. Like now they have a trouble getting to their next paycheck and they have to borrow money from their friends or something like that. And they become sort of a little bit like a degenerate, because everybody knows that when they're borrowing this extra money until the next paycheck, it's because they lost it at the casinos. Now, there is yet another type of person who goes to the casino, and this is a person where you fall into compulsion. And for them, the game is not over until they do not have any more money left to bet. So that means these types of people can win big and they will lose it all. And these people can lose big and they don't know when to stop. These are the type of people who will spend their children's college tuition. These are the type of people who will spend next month's rent. These are the type of people who will spend the food that's supposed to go to, like their family, and they can't stop. My dad had a friend like this, and he was a mess. And one night he called him and he said, I need you to get down to this casino as quickly as you possibly can. I just won $80,000. And this time I'd really like to keep it. And this is a guy who had done this hundreds of $1,000s and lost them within the night. And my dad was not the kind of person to jump at somebody's beck and call. However, he was a money man, and this guy always owed my dad money. So he got dressed as quickly as he possibly could. And by the time he made it to the casino, the guy had lost all of the money. And he was oddly satisfied with that because there was no way to continue playing. And those are the people with the biggest problem, because at some point they become so addicted, almost like a drug, that any money that they get, they take it to the casino and they have to lose it. They have to lose it or else they cannot stop playing. And that is the craziest cycle to get it into Las Vegas. Another crazy cycle are people who will take an allotted portion of a paycheck that they don't have enough money to allot a portion to gamble, and they do it in the hopes that they're going to win enough so that they don't ever have to work again. And those people are really sad, because they're kind of like people who play the lottery in the, like, really genuinely, not just for fun, not just as like, wow, maybe I could hit one day, but like they do it like with this obsession that they need to win it so that they can survive. And those people are very scary as well because they have this compulsion, but these people don't even have the capital to put up to try and make the money that they're looking to make. And a lot of those people fall victim to just the industry in Las Vegas. And a lot of times you do not know the quality of the olive until it's pressed. Meaning the person does not know the type of person that they are until they come to Las Vegas and they are faced with the temptation. You can be the most put together solid guy in Milwaukee or in, wherever you are in Dayton, Ohio. But as soon as you come to Vegas, the true nature of your shadow side comes out. And some people, like myself, the true nature of my shadow side is to hit the buffets every single time because I have no impulse control when it comes to food. But if I was like that when it comes to other things like men or gambling or anything like that, it would be a huge problem in Vegas. So in general, even just a vacation, if you've ever seen The Hangover, even just a vacation in Vegas really, really can show a person who has not been tried or tested exactly what kind of person they are. And not everybody survives it. But if you do come out of it, it's still a well-adjusted individual that then you should consider yourself lucky. You should consider yourself blessed and very strong person, like I do. And everybody in my family truly, when my dad was very, very young, there was a stint where he was, had an addiction to betting on sports. He had just turned 21, and from like 21 to 23, he was like obsessed with betting on sports. And then I think he just lost one too many games and he was over it, which was really good because that was the only time anybody, I think actually my cousin also was into betting on sports for a little while when he turned 21. That's something like a male thing in Vegas. If you're gonna like break bad a little bit, you might end up betting on one too many football games and losing too much money. But both of them at some point got really irritated by losing. Especially because you really are at the mercy of another man's performance. And again, that's something else that brings out a lot of psychology in people. Because at some point, some men and women, honestly, they get annoyed by having their money on the line when somebody else is in control. Like if somebody goes out and plays crappy, then your whole thing is done and you just bet all this money and blah, blah, blah. So it gets crazy. But that world is very, very interesting. It can get very dark and very seedy and very sad just because of what people are willing to give up and sacrifice in the moment for that instant gratification. But yeah, there's a lot of things about Las Vegas that are really fascinating. It is a place that is not for the faint of heart. And it is truly a place that can test your fortitude and your constitution because there is just constantly this temptation for fast money, for seedy things, for just like taking the shortcuts, taking the low road, taking the sideway. And that is something that you can either rise above or get caught into. And the best of us make it out on top, baby. All right, that is all we have to say for today. You got to know when to hold them, when to fold them, when to walk away, and when to run, baby. All right, love you.